Welcome to The Exchange. I'm Faisal Karmali. Today we're sitting down at Cafe Alchemist with owner Amanda Ovaici to talk about her multiple entrepreneurial ventures, failures, and the most important things that she's learned through multiple businesses. Before we get started, just a reminder to subscribe to this channel for all the latest updates and more advice for you business owners. Coming up on this episode. You're gonna teach me.
No, they are.
How did you do that? Can I switch them around so that looks like mine?
I was born and raised in an entrepreneurial family.
You're a lawyer. You have a business, Fuckup Nights. You have this business.
They're like mad scientists in the kitchen together.
Rapid fire question.
Do I back it up with reasoning?
Come on, lawyer.
I'm so sorry.
No entrepreneur does it by themselves.
Amanda, thank you for having me at your location. This is fantastic.
Thank you, and thank you for this great opportunity, and also thank you so much for everything you're doing for the community right now.
Oh, this
is incredible.
So much fun. And what our community of business owners need to know is how to actually give a proper elevator pitch. How do we actually tell people what we do in a short period of time? So I've got my watch out.
Uh-oh. Wait, so should we focus on, are we doing Fuckup Nights? Are we doing Cafe Alchemist?
You pick. You pick what you think what you want to give me the pitch on.
Okay.
30-second pitch.
Okay.
Ready? 3?
Yeah, I got it.
2, 1, go.
So Fuckup Nights is a global movement, and it's in 380 cities, 90 different countries. And it's all about bringing really successful entrepreneurs together to talk about their failures and the failures that have led to their current success. And the objective is to normalize failure as a normal course of obstacles that you have to undergo in business. So we have 4 events per year. So far they've all been sold out, and we have a great one coming up with the Cult Gathering, which we get to interview phenomenal speakers from Netflix, Amazon, Range Rover, to learn their epic failures and fuck-ups to determine how to overcome them and how they overcame them and turn them into success.
So you nailed that elevator pitch in under 40 seconds. How did you nail it down so quickly? Like how were you able to fine-tune that?
I think it's been a lot of practice. In the beginning, when I first started Fuckup Nights, I would blibber and blabber and lose my focus. But when you've done it so many times, it just comes natural. And I think that that's something that every business owner should know, is that practice makes perfect.
So what drew you to Fuck-Ups?
I so badly have always wanted to work with businesses, and I have the opportunity now, as well as also families, in resolving all of their legal issues. And I just noticed so many people especially with the downward turn of the economy in Alberta, and a lot of people had lost their jobs, a lot of them had been pursuing their own businesses. And I also had heard from so many of them that they had one obstacle and then they literally walked away from pursuing their aspirations altogether because the failure had stung so much. So you have to put together a pitch. And at that time, I think they had about 15 or 20 other bids for the Calgary chapter.
Wow.
Shar and I have a great dynamic together, and so we did our pitch, and then they chose us to launch the Calgary chapter here.
You met your business partner, Shar, a while back. If my research says correctly, you tried on some shampoo for her? You were in the hair business?
So my father's company, it's a distribution company that sells hair products to hairdressers across Canada and the United States. So my father, at a very young age, gave me this amazing task of launching one of our own brands. It was called Ovaici. And so I remember working with a chemist for, I think it was almost 3 years on this formulation. I was flying back and forth to his chemical company. And I finally, for the first time, got it wrapped in a box, sent to me saying, here's your first test case. So I was ecstatic. Me and Shar had known each other from university. We were doing our undergraduate degree together. I took it to our house and I said, you need to try this. I've been working on this for the last 3.5 years, and I need you to tell me what you think about it, whatnot. So she takes it, and 1 day goes by, 2 days go by, a week goes by. And I message her and I'm like, yo, you have to tell me what you think about this. I've been working on it for 3.5 years. And she sent me a message saying, it's heavy. That was it. That's all I heard from her. So I'm like, what the hell? So I had an extra sample. I jump in the shower, I put it in my hair. And it's not that it was heavy, it was glue. I had glued her hair together. And she never told me the truth because she didn't want to hurt my feelings because she knew how long I've been working on it for. So, I mean, that's a perfect example. That was an epic failure, not from only a friendship perspective, but also from a business perspective. I had been working on it for so long. We realized that the difference in temperature from the transportation was causing the formulation to change, which obviously in Canada, they never took that into consideration, considering the warm climate of where the chemical lab was in. So we went back to the drawing board, and it was another, I think, year and a half, and then we launched it to the general public. And it's still in the marketplace today. Okay, so let's see who does the best latte art.
You're gonna teach me.
No, they are.
They're gonna teach me.
I'm gonna judge you.
Oh, you're the judge. Oh. All right, so how do we start this?
The stir, then
On the tilt?
yep. Put it in the mid-mix.
How did you do that? How did you do that? That was so cool what you just did. Look at that. Now that's design art right there. Can I switch them around so that look like mine?
Faisal, you definitely won the competition.
There you go.
Clearly, you got
Look
this
at
covered.
that. Here I thought there were stencil sets and stuff like that. No, you guys are fantastic. Walk me through how you started up this business here.
Cafe Alchemist came, so when I finished my law degree, my husband and I were supposed to move to Dubai. And at our wedding in Dubai, he looked at me and said that he wanted to open up a business. And so we started researching and we decided the best opportunity would be to open it in Canada. So we came back to Canada. My husband, despite being an engineer, is amazing with food and coffee. Maysam can lose hours on end in the kitchen. Like, he just really enjoys it. But he approaches food in a very different way. It's not from the normal course of what you learn in necessarily culinary school. It's from a very scientific and engineering aspect. So hence the name Cafe Alchemist. They're like mad scientists in the kitchen together. One of our most pride and joy items is our egg wraps. It took 2 years for him to develop it. We get nothing but positive feedback from the coffee. The egg wraps we can't keep in stock. I love food. So does my husband, and so does my other business partner. And this is kind of a different avenue that we decided to pursue.
I really want to try this.
I can't wait. I mean, you're not a coffee drinker, but
I'm
I
not a
cannot
coffee
wait.
drinker. I am not at all. So I'm going to have my first sip in probably 20 years of coffee. So we're going to.
We took Faisal's coffee virginity.
It's pretty good.
Yeah? Did
It's
we convert
pretty
you?
good. It's pretty good, yeah.
We'll follow it up with a Red Bull later.
Two of your ventures, one being Fuckup Nights, one being a brick and mortar cafe. COVID has been a very big challenge. How did you overcome these challenges, or have you overcome these challenges?
So obviously there's certain challenges that I think we can't overcome in itself, and that's obviously having to stay closed for the larger portion of 2020. I'm very thankful. We have a great landlord. Our landlord has moved mountains and has been working with us closely in helping us resolve this current situation, because we literally actually opened up on January 20th, 2020. So maybe not the best time to open up a venue. So it's all about reaching out and having positive communication. We also, for Cafe Alchemist, use this as a really great downtime to build our custom coffee brand. And also we have a bourbon barrel coffee as well that we spiced it up a bit. Right. So adding to our retail items, I was addicted to our bowls before COVID, and then they wanted to revamp them to make them more delivery friendly. And I was so hesitant because I had created such an emotional attachment to some of this food. But it was a great idea, and the bowls now are more popular than ever, and obviously delivery friendly, which is really important during COVID's time. Yeah. Obviously our numbers are down, and it's impeded us from a financial perspective, but we've also used this opportunity to improve our business model and work on things in the hopes that we have alternative avenues to make additional revenue that we normally would have never had the time to capitalize on if we were stuck on the day-to-day workload. With Fuckup Nights, that one was a very fun business model to innovate. So we realized that halfway through there's this huge aspect of mental health, and people were getting depressed. There was a lack of interaction, a lack of ability to engage, and everybody had a lot of meetings on Zoom, but not as many fun adventures to pursue. Our first innovation for Fuckup Nights was creating these fun little survival kits. And these survival kits entailed bringing together 25 local businesses. And we purchased items from all of these businesses and created these fun little survival kits to create awareness of all of these amazing brands that are raised and nourished right in our backyard. For every ticket holder that bought a ticket for a Zoom with some of Calgary's top CEOs in Calgary, they were also getting this box full of Calgarian goodies delivered to their door on the day of. That was a huge success. The other one was really exhausting. We did it in September, and that was when the cap was still 50 people per event. And so what we did is we had 3 venues going on simultaneously. With the VIP section at the Commons. Everything was live broadcasted from there to the other 2 venues. So we literally had 3 places going on all at once.
I was at the Commons for that event. It was a huge success.
Thank you.
The engagement, the conversation. For a person that's never been to one of your events and sitting in the front row listening to those speakers talk about where they may have gone wrong in their past and how things have changed or they've pivoted in certain ways, makes you think about how can I do it differently or how can I have a different mindset. And you look back over the years, is there anything that you would do differently or you'd change?
No, I'm a zero regrets kind of person. Where I am today and the struggles that we've faced, I wouldn't take them back for anything, because the lessons that I got from that is what I've been able to implement and move forward with different opportunities, and it's opened different doors that I never probably anticipated.
Would you rather? This is like a rapid fire questions. First thing that comes out to your mind. Okay.
Okay. Well, do you give me the options?
I'll give you the
Okay,
would you rather one or the other,
Okay.
and then you just respond right away.
Okay. Do I back it up with reasoning or just?
Come on, lawyer.
I'm so sorry.
Just fire away. Would you rather have more time or more money?
More time.
Would you rather be without internet for a week or without your phone?
Without phone.
Would you rather have work more hours in a day but fewer days in a week, or the other way around?
Work more hours in a day. Yeah. Don't think too much, Amanda.
Would you rather work for someone for more than what you make now or work for yourself?
I do both right now. Work for myself. Yeah, work for myself. More control.
Would you rather be too busy or too bored?
Too busy. Oh yeah. For everybody else's sanity, you want me too busy.
Would you rather spend the next year exempt from all taxes or have 1 month paid vacation?
1 month paid vacation. Oh, that sounds great.
Would you rather be unable to use search engines or unable to use social media?
Search engines, yeah. Oh, God. Or social media. Damn it. No, I'd rather not be able to use social media. Search engines I really need.
Good to know. Good to know. Would you rather work from home or have a 2-hour commute?
2-hour commute. I love being in a workplace.
Would you rather hear the good news first or the bad news first?
Bad news first.
Would you rather never have to work again or never have to sleep again? You won't feel tired or suffer any negative
Never
health.
have to sleep again. Oh my God, I could accomplish so much. Oh, that sounds amazing.
There you go.
When you find that, please give that to me.
We're working on that. That's a chemist's job.
Yeah.
Bad news first, then good news. Why not the other way around?
Good news is for me so short term and momentary.
It's in the moment.
Yeah, it's in the moment, and I don't have the tendency to really savor it. But an obstacle, I'd always want to tackle that and get that out of the way before.
Do you look more at your flaws or your accomplishments?
I always look at my flaws. Always.
Why is that?
Because I always want to improve. I always want to learn. I acknowledge the fact there's no such thing as anybody that's perfect. Mm-hmm. But if there's an opportunity to grow and learn and improve something, I would rather focus on that than just concentrate on the positives.
How often do you celebrate your success?
Rarely ever. Yeah.
Why?
I'm not too sure why I don't relish sometimes in some of the achievements that we obtain, but I think I'm just so on to the next thing and the next problem and the next obstacle that it is a flaw of mine, I won't lie. But
You guys have done a great job with all of your businesses. How many times have you popped champagne over all of them?
I go back to it all the time. It's all about the right partnerships that you have. And I always get lectured by my partner for Fuckup Nights. She's the one that forces me to sometimes celebrate our achievements. Awesome. So for example, when I got called to the bar, she's the one that made sure we celebrated it. Because I was just excited to just get called to the bar. I wasn't going to do a celebration at all. Or when we opened the cafe, she showed up here with a bottle of champagne and made us all realize our accomplishments. So surrounding yourself with the right partners and the right people make you sometimes slow down and appreciate the things that you've achieved.
So how do you do this? You're a lawyer. You have a business of Fuckup Nights. You have this business.
Yeah.
You've got a whole life that's going on and you're juggling everything. You're not just a single business owner. How do you balance everything?
I love work. I love creating things. I love working with teams. I love partnerships. I love making partnerships with the right people and having open lines of communication and seeing two teams work together and coming out with a positive outcome. My legal job, I'm a team member at Osoji & Smith. And that's another thing. It's a whole nother problem solving on its own, where you literally help businesses and families come to a resolution in some of the toughest times. And I think that that's an inherent component about my own personality that I like. So when people say, have you taken a break or whatnot, I don't, but doing these things is a break for me, if that makes sense.
Does it give you energy?
It does. I love it.
So problem solving and working together with others actually builds the energy.
Very much so. I feed off of that, and I really enjoy it. So I mean, especially right now, I'll be working sometimes from 8 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night at the law firm, and then I'll get home and Mason will look at me and say, because I had a previous career in marketing and business development, so he'll look at me and say, hey, we have this one issue or marketing problem. Can we brainstorm? And I can't wait to like dive deep into it and say, yeah, let's do it. But I wouldn't mind eventually learning how to take a step back and actually properly shutting down, because I think that's super important. Even when I sometimes go for a massage, I'll be going through everything in my mind of other things that I should be doing, and I need to learn how to just stop sometimes and just relax and not do anything.
I find going to the gym or a massage or hitting the spa does not get my mind off of things.
No.
So I actually have to play in team sports. So I play hockey.
Oh.
So when I play hockey, I can't think about anything else but the game. So I'm forced to take my time away from what I do in my job and my business and everything else, and all the other stresses of my life, and just play the game of hockey.
That's actually a really good suggestion.
I need a distraction.
Yeah. It's actually a really good suggestion. You're right. Even at the gym, I'll literally be sending emails out.
I'm doing the same thing. You're just wired that way.
Yeah. And I blame my dad for it. I'll have a conversation with him after this.
Better have a chat with him for sure.
I was born and raised in an entrepreneurial family. My father would always take me on his business trips, and I would see him, and also he would get me to engage in negotiations and in securing certain products. I've always been a very creative individual, to the point where I actually had a scholarship to go to ACAD, and then my father, humorously, but I know that he was serious, told me he wasn't going to support me for the rest of my life, so I had to go to real university. But I've always had that creative side to me, and then my father would take that creative side of me and apply it to creating products for the actual business itself. I got to learn at distribution channels, checks and balances. So many things can go wrong from creating a product from the beginning to an end.
My phone is my best friend.
My dad always said that the business is never going to be for me, and that I needed to find my own roots in my own way. And one thing that I always was very attracted to was some of the contract disputes that we would always undergo. I remember my father, when I was a very young girl, gave me my first contract. It was a dispute between him and one of the manufacturers, and I reviewed it from beginning to end, and I took it to my father, and he took it to his lawyer, and his lawyer essentially said, I have nothing else to do. You already did all of the work here. So that was very gratifying for me, and having that involvement really gave me that love and passion for it, for sure.
What's something that your father has done or that you observed that you would not do the same thing for yourself?
Oh, that's a tough question, because he's going to see this later. I can't disagree with my dad. He gave me those tools to help and better understand how to help businesses through their legal issues. But there's always that deep desire or love to be a part of the community, especially the entrepreneurial community, and that's where Fuckup Nights comes in.
Yeah.
Fuckup Nights is more or less my way of bringing really successful or struggling entrepreneurs together and introducing both of them in the hopes that they will eventually start helping each other overcome some of their obstacles, and they have, which is so beautiful for me, and that's kind of our community engagement.
One of the key things that I've learned over the years of managing people's money, where we invest in businesses, I've invested in open businesses, I've learned that many people are very good at their craft. what they do, but they don't know how to run a business. And most times we see a high failure rate because it was a failure to understand how to run the business, not run their craft. So my passion is to get not only entrepreneurs to learn from this, but bring entrepreneurs like yourself in so that you can give advice, tips, and ideas to these business owners of what they need to do. And I love the fact that you're on this show because it gives us an okay to fuck up.
Yes.
It's okay to make mistakes. And I think every business owner says that, but you're actually promoting the fact that it's okay to be vulnerable and screw up. So I think that's a fantastic thing, and I would love to see more and more business owners build their knowledge of how to run properly versus just have their craft. What are 3 business tips you could give business owners today?
Well, from a struggling perspective, and especially if I were to narrow in on the whole failure objective, is resilience. That's huge. Being a business owner means struggling. You wear so many hats as a business owner. You're from marketing to finance to human resources. You're taking care of so many things that's happening all at once, and you will face obstacles. It's inevitable, and the biggest part about it is being resilient. Don't give up because of one obstacle. Sit back and find a resolution, and then after that's done, move forward. It's easy to run away, but it's necessary in order to run a business to face those obstacles head on.
So you got resilience as your first business tip. Give me another 2.
I always say focus on your team so much and the business relations that you're creating. One of my biggest abilities to manage all of the things that I do have on my plate is because I surround myself with the right people.
How do you find the right people?
Oh, you're definitely gonna make partners with the wrong people. You'll learn really quickly for sure who's the right ones and who's the wrong ones. I always say, I mean, everybody's personalities are different, so you definitely need to make sure that you are gauging those communications. And everybody, this is the number one thing. Well, they're a good friend of mine, so I'm gonna go into business with them. I always say friendship can only get you so far. Communication and being able to function as a partner is so important. It's not when you're going to face that obstacle with your partner. It's when it will, because it's inevitable. You're going to face severe obstacles with any business partner. It's how you come to a resolution together. Are you guys both so hot-headed that it just explodes and that nothing gets resolved? Well, chances are that's not going to be the best person that you want to have in your team. Or do you guys come to it, apologize if there was any miscommunication? How do we resolve this? Let's come to the table. Mm-hmm. Let's move past it and find a solution in order to avoid this from happening again, but also to move forward. And then my last one. I only get one more. There's so many.
There's so many. That's why I'm narrowing it down to only 3.
So running any business, we're nothing without our customers and our clients. Your clients are not only are they your bread and butter, but they're the success of your company. They need to know that they're being heard. They like to know that you care, that when they come in, there's nothing more greater than walking into a coffee shop and just having that worst day, and then having that smile on the other end of the counter and says, I hope you have a better day, and here's your coffee at 72 degrees and your egg wrap. We held the onions because we know that you don't like it. You know what I mean? That can really change a person's day. From a legal perspective, I love working with my customers so much, whether it's from a business or a family legal matter. People are currently faced with their biggest obstacles in their life, and I know so many law firms or so many industries just see their clients as a dollar sign, but these people are faced with some of the most difficult situations of their lives. Going through litigation is not easy. And to know that the lawyer on their side is hearing them and that cares about them, I think makes it also a huge world of difference. And then there are Fuckup Nights. I always apologize to everybody that attends the Fuckup Nights events because I'm always running around trying to make sure that everything's in place, that the bar is fully stocked, that conversations are flowing, and I'm making people and introducing people to the right people and whatnot. And I have so many people look at me throughout the event, just slow down, just relax. But there's something that's so joyful about making sure that everything's taken care of. That's my satisfaction that I get to the event, that when I see everybody having so much fun, even though I'm busy running around, it makes me happy to see everybody else so happy at the event and making the necessary connections that they need in order to hopefully better their businesses in the future.
Amanda, thank you so much for having us in your business and learning more about you and all of your successes. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Honestly, Faisal, thank you so much for not only coming to our little home, but thank you for everything that you're doing for the business community as well. It honestly really means a lot to everyone.
Thank you. For business owners being the backbone of this country, we need to stick together. We don't really have one group that we can go to, one union or arrangement where we can all help each other out. That's why we build these communities, and I'm glad you're part of it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for watching The Exchange. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments to join the conversation. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any new video on this channel. Also, feel free to follow me on social media at Faisal Karmali.